Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is gonna be the second video on there. This one's gonna be just more talking about um, myself, my journey here, what I did to come here, and how it has been so far, and just like goals in the future. Um, I just want to give a quick start to who I am, really, or for like some context. I was born and raised in Palestine in 2000. I grew up there, stayed there for 17 years before coming to the US. Um, I've been here for 5 years now, ever since 2017. I go back once or twice a year, but not for long. I'd say like most of those 5 years, like around 90% of the time, was in the US. Uh, the time here was very interesting from like the start till now. An amazing journey. I would do it again and again all over. But let me just start, I guess, with like back home, Palestine, uh, and just like how things start off. Um, so ever since I was born, my parents really put in a lot of effort into my and my siblings' education. They put that over everything. They made us value or understand the importance of being educated and how far that can get you in life. And they didn't do that necessarily for like them making money or us making money or anything. They just wanted us to like have an educated life so that we can have more opportunities to grow like either in Palestine or just in life. Um, it started off with my parents putting me and like the rest of my siblings in the best private high school back in Palestine. Uh, it was incredible, to Palestine standards at least. Like any average American public school here beats that high school back home, but still, the education was really really good. And the thing is, it cost, just like for my own tuition, cost roughly about what my parents made in a year. So there were three of us. Like they're putting me, my younger brother, and my youngest brother in. So they valued our education a lot, and so much of it they were willing to dip into their savings just to get us educated in the best schools. Um, so throughout like my high school, I was I was very serious. I was working really really hard. Throughout ninth grade or ninth or tenth grade, I'm not sure. We get uh, this one new program called the pre SAT, and we get that at our high school, and we actually do get it for free. So our college counselor was like, "You guys should just apply and just take the test and see how it goes." And so I did, and I'm pretty sure I like scored the highest in the entire high school. Uh, and the my college counselor reached out to me and was like, "Look, you're doing really good. Come talk to me with like your parents, like before the next semester starts or whatever." And they just talk about like the US, the dream, and whatever. I didn't understand what it meant back then. He was talking about college and stuff. I didn't even know what that is back at the time. Um, he explained that the US is the dream. You go there to succeed, whatever, so on and so forth. And so I studied really hard for my SATs. I I worked like really really hard to get like all of my essays, all of my applications in check, whatever. And I managed to come here. Uh, I was pretty much accepted into the University of Delaware. Um, when I was like a full ride, whatever. However, the kicker is, University of Delaware wasn't my first option. My first option was actually like MIT. That's what I was applying for. Uh, and I kind of put like it was kind of like the kind of a thing where I put all of my eggs in one basket. Not really true, but somewhat. Uh, and like due to some other complications, just never worked out. And that was kind of like one of my first blows in life. Like, oh yeah, they just didn't work out, and I was just kind of very sad about it. And then like for us, our high school, like end of year high school exam, we were following the IB curriculum, so that's the program that we took, and I didn't score too good on it. Like there were higher expectations of me than what I actually scored, like a lot of that was because I at the time I was like, you know what, it's okay. I can just like I was, I guess, too arrogant to myself. I was like, I can just get by without studying and I'll do fine. That ended up not being the case. I still got a really good score in the end, just not as good as everyone else was expecting. So those two kicks kind of like taught me to work really hard for stuff and just don't assume, or like hope for the best but prepare for the worst kind of thing. Um, and so that's kind of the mindset that I came to the US in. So I got to UD, and I was just determined to take like this is the chance this chance that I got to come to the US. I'm going to make the best of it. Now at the time I didn't know what that really meant. For like at the time I thought, okay, you know what, I'm just going to study really hard, get a decent GPA, and then come back home and do something good in Palestine and like support my family and whatever. Which is fair, like because I was 17 at the time. I didn't really know much. I didn't know about the great opportunities that the US had and how lucrative the field that I would be in would turn out to be. So I actually I came to UD to study computer engineering in 2017, and I just, as soon as I came to college, I switched up and I was working 110% every single day, and you can like ask all of my friends here, and they would tell you how I was working extremely hard. Sometimes like unnecessarily, but I didn't care. I just worked extremely hard. And every new year I had new goals. Like when I first came to the US, I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna get a decent GPA, and then I'm gonna go back home and do like do good work. Second year, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna get an internship here, and I ended up working as an intern for NASA as a software engineer, which was insane to even like do as a sophomore. And then the year after, I was like, okay, I'm working for like a big tech in bank, like in what's it called, as an intern. That year was COVID year, so I mean I did get an internship with Apple, whatever, but that didn't work out because COVID hit. But I knew I wanted to do something more here. I knew like I was like, you know what, I'm gonna stay here, or like I wanna do I wanna get a job here that is like extremely lucrative. I'm going to use this wealth to better my people back home. Like I started envisioning bigger and bigger goals for myself. And so I started with that. So that was junior year. Senior year, I was like, okay, I'm going to actually get an internship where people are going to sponsor me, whatever. And hopefully it's going to lead to a full-time job. And so, and this, while I was still in my senior year, whatever, I was still working really hard throughout college. So much so to the point that I graduated from UD in my bachelor's with a 4.0 GPA. I was actually the only engineer in class of 2021 to graduate at 4.0. If COVID wasn't a thing, Biden literally would have came to like the convocation, and he would have introduced me as a valedictorian. Like literally, we had all of that set up, but that just didn't work because COVID was a bitch. But yeah. So I kept setting higher and higher goals for myself. So even when I was done with my bachelor's, I was like, you know what, I kind of do enjoy studying here. I did enjoy the work that I was doing. It's not all hard work for nothing. I did enjoy it. I was like, you know what, let me just go do a master's, because that would help in getting jobs easier, especially as an international student. Like stuff is made as hard for us as is to get jobs. So just getting a master's should help. And so I applied for a program at UD called the 4+1 program, where I'm able to finish my master's in a year. But that was if I wanted to pay for it out of pocket, but I didn't. and UD had an option where you can work 20 hours a week on what's called like a thesis, and you can then what's it called? You can like get your professor or your advisor to pay for it. However, that would usually require around 2 years of work. And I was like, no, fuck that. I'm gonna do both of these things. I got it paid off by my advisor, and I finished in a year because I just worked extremely hard to get a thesis said and done. And I have my thesis right here actually. It's published. Like I am a published author right now, and I just have higher and higher goals for myself. So even throughout my masters, while I was still working hard for my thesis to get it done in a year, I was like, you know what? Now it's time to start interviewing for FANG companies because I want to actually make it big here, and get a full-time offer. And I would do between 40 to 60 hours a week of interview preparation, like coding interviews, like lead code, whatever. And I would do that. I did that for around 2 months, roughly. And I just got really good at it. And then I just literally went on LinkedIn. I was like, I'm going to spam the fuck out of a connect weapon, the connect button. And I pretty much grew my connections from 100 to like 1700. That's like literally the most like followers or whatever I have on any socials at all. Like I don't think none of my other socials are as good as popular, let's say, or whatever, as well connected. So I use those connections to my advantage and started asking people to give me like referrals and stuff. And so I interviewed for Amazon, I interviewed for Facebook, I interviewed for Google, I interviewed for a few other companies, but that was too late in the process for me to get like an offer because I got offers from Amazon, Google, and Facebook, and I got all of them pretty much to compete for myself. It was kind of like a bidding war, except I was just the one watching while they were just wanting to throw money at me. And ever since then, like you'd think, okay, you came here from Palestine, like from a place that's like very, very difficult to grow in, let's say, or to do this in. You came here, you succeeded, whatever, you graduated with a bachelor's and a master's in 5 years, and now you got a full-time job at a big tech company making like a lot of money. And that's all good, right? But I'm still thinking, okay, what's next? I still think that to this day. I've been at Amazon for 3 months now, and like within the first month, I'm like, okay, no, this is like good. I'm learning, I'm growing a lot. What's next? Like, so I was talking to my manager. I was like, okay, let's like talk promotion. Like within the first month, and she like, cause she was telling me in our one-on-ones how everyone is so impressed with the work that I do and whatever. And sometimes I don't think I work hard enough, really, because I have imposter syndrome. I don't think I work hard enough. But then once my manager said that, I was like, okay, I'm just gonna leverage that. And she was like, no, you've been working really hard. You're really, really impressing everyone, whatever. I'm like, okay, so translate that to like monetary value at least. Like, can I get a promotion out of this sometime soon or whatever? And so I'm having like, I want like to do some more stuff now. Like I have goals of like, my manager wants me to manage my team in around 2 years, like at like Q1 of 2024. Like when I next get promoted, and my what's it called? And I'm planning on like growing my wealth other ways too. Like I want to buy a place in the US here by 2023 with a friend at least, to just experiment on how to get into real estate. Like just as like the first house, whatever, so we can split the risk because there's two of us, but also split the profit, so that's fine. And just like grow that from there. And I have like lots of like, I guess, other avenue, like lots of other goals. I'm always like, what is next? It's like I'm always chasing like, okay, I get to this one high, I'm like, nah, fuck that. What's next? What's next? What I want to do? And like I have some goals. Some like, I guess, some more long term goals. One like, I guess, funny milestone for me would be to pick up my mom from like an airport. Like, okay, I'd pay for her visit to the US. I'd have her come here, and I'd pick her up in my Tesla. That's really my goal. Like in the next like somewhat like 5 years. Can I do that now? Yes. Would it be financially responsible? Somewhat so. So I'm not doing it just yet, because Teslas are fucking expensive right now. But there's that. I'm trying to open up a consulting business back home with my dad. Um, and that would actually kind of work out really well because the time zone overlap between back home and the US is non-existent. So I can manage working a full-time job and like running that consulting business at the same time. And I also want to like I know my dad wants to do something for himself as well. Like he's doing really well right now, thankfully. But I know he wants to do something like with his kids, and so like I'm gonna try and help him, uh, like fund something, like a consulting business back home for the both of us. Um, and I guess like there is like a goal that I have in like I don't know like 20, 30 years down the line, maybe 40 years. Uh, and that one probably deserves its own video, but it's pretty much like I want to give back to Palestine in the biggest extent that I possibly and realistically can, which is by empowering Palestinian intellectual wealth or growing Palestinian intellectual wealth, rather than just giving them money, because from intellectual wealth comes wealth itself. Um, so I'm planning on like kind of opening up a high school back home, fully funded, like try and make it like the best private school, whatever. I don't want to talk about it too much because like there's a lot to it. This probably deserves its own video kind of thing. But yeah, so this is me right now. Oh, also, if you could not tell at all, I love space. Absolutely love space. And I guess one thing to finish this video off, and I'm probably going to start the next video with, is like your only limit is your mind kind of thing. And I believe in that so much I have a poster of it right here. I hope you guys can see that. It's not mirrored. But yeah, no, like I have this pretty much above my laptop screen to look at I look at it, I don't know, every, like a few times a day, and just to remind me that, yeah, like a lot of what I did was, a lot of it is, I was very lucky in life, that's for sure. Getting even a chance to come here and stuff, getting incredibly supportive parents to help me, to help empower my my education and so on and so forth, sacrificing so much of their own time. And they took care of me, so I want to take care of them and do the same for my kids and give them a better life. I was very lucky in that regard. I wasn't just lucky. I also worked really hard. I put in a lot of effort, and I'm going to talk about that in another video, just like the value of effort in general. That's probably going to be my next video. But anyways, I don't want to make this video too long. So this is kind of like an intro about myself, my journey. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys weren't too bored of it. This wasn't like so much of a motivational video. Maybe it was. The video we have next will be like I plan on it being a more so motivational one. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Yeah, I'll see you guys soon. Peace.